We are live. At least that's what it says in the upper left-hand corner.
That's good.
Hopefully, I can read that. I'm getting text messages from Joe like, "You forgot to go live. Go live!"
Well,
Exclamation point. And it's
yeah,
like, what's going on?
it said scheduled in my on my screen. And
Uh,
I'm like, oh, here we go.
going
Walsh
to Walsh.
repeat. Yeah.
What is up, guys? We are Thin Line Defense. Walsh is not here, as you can tell, and this is my new mask. It doesn't quite fit as well, so I feel like it's always sliding up. And here we go. Dude, there's tons of people here that want Joe to get wasted today, apparently.
Yes.
Wizard, Dance Magic, Wizard, Dead Knees, Wizard, Truth Boots, Wizard, Tech Earth, Wizard plus 1 level. Croak with the same thing. Look at that. Wizard, Truth Boots. There's all those. And Caleb. Boom. Caleb says, it's been a long, hot week here, so figured he could start early.
Yeah, it's same here, so thank you.
The dude says, Joe better have more than one beer in the fridge tonight.
I got 2. That's my limit. I have to get up early and work tomorrow.
Oh, gosh. Mike Costanza says 110 to 113 here in Arizona.
Oh, yeah, not that hot.
No, thank you.
It's in the 90s, and I'm acting like a prima donna.
It was like 83 during my run today, and I was like, this is perfect.
It gets too windy here in the afternoon. Like, if you don't run in the morning, then you're going to be running in 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, that's kind of cool. John Miller says he went to the range with his grandfather today. Awesome,
man. Oh, nice. Nice. One thing I never got to do with either of my grandparents, so that's awesome.
Yeah, looked out there. My grandpa's actually still alive, and he's an avid gun collector. Maybe I should take him to the range.
Yeah, you should.
Next time I see him. I don't even know if he can hold a gun anymore.
That's why they make braces. Just strap it to him.
Carl says, Wizard Truth Boogs, Wizard Tech.
Thank you, Carl.
So for those of you that are trying to figure out what am I doing, if you are a YouTube member, you get access to little emojis. On YouTube, they actually show up their little pictures or GIFs, but on here, it comes up funny like this, so I read it.
And if you're playing the drinking game along, you have to drink every time that it comes up. So
yeah,
even if it's water.
Croak says it's ugly in Florida today too. It's ugly in Florida every day, except for like a patch of a week in December when it's nice.
Yeah, I don't think I could live anywhere that it's just constant threat of weather that can destroy everything I own.
Like hurricanes and
yeah.
I lived through a hurricane when I was stationed down there. It's kind of fun. I caught the tail end of the hurricane.
No thanks. No thanks.
Quarantine
I'd be devastated.
Hey, she says I like the new look, Jason. Very nice. I mean, not Jason. Yes, let's get that correct.
Yeah, that is not Jason.
Yeah. Prepper Book Club says my grandpa didn't like it when I mag dumped his 22 pistol. Did you call him a boomer and storm off? That's what I would have done.
Throw it on the ground. This thing's junk anyway.
Get out of here, boomer. You know when you die, I'm going to have this thing anyways. I don't know how to approach that conversation with my grandpa because I know he has a bunch of guns and none of my dad and my uncles aren't interested. So it's like, how do I do that? Hey, grandpa, when you pass away, can I have all your guns?
No, what I told my grandfather, and it sucks because I never got it, but I just said, hey, whenever you're ready to get rid of that 1911, I call dibs. I want it. I'll buy it off of you. I'll do whatever you want, whatever it takes. And then I put it to him. That gun really did remind me of my grandfather. Like, that's the only thing that you own, Grandpa, that every summer I would come up, you let me, see it, handle it, and then put it back away. I have a lot of memory with that gun, and I want to keep it. That's how I did it.
Okay. Angry Sarge, look at that. Wizard Tiger, Wizard Them Knees.
Oh, thanks, Angry Sarge.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that with him. I'm supposed to see him next month, actually.
Yeah.
Like around my birthday. Have that conversation.
Yep, because after he passes, it's going to be really bad, especially is he in Northern California?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you better figure that out before he passes.
Yeah, the rules around like swapping guns or passing down guns is like super. It's such a pain in the butt in California.
Right. That's why you need to take him shooting, right? Outside the state of California, but he forgot to get in the truck. So what can you do, dude? You'll take the gun back to him.
Yeah.
One day.
The dude says, I took 6 Hour Academy's handgun. It was 103 and 104 on Monday and Tuesday in Florida. Got smoked. Oh.
Dang.
I don't know why people.
And that's with humidity. Like, I couldn't do. That's too hot. That's too hot. I don't want to do 103 anywhere, but let alone with humidity.
Yeah. Crook says inland central, so a lot of thunderstorms and lightning, but not a huge hurricane risk, and no worries about storm surges. That's good.
Yeah. Flooding, alligator, mosquitoes. There's just too much.
Yeah.
Pythons now.
So before we get, well, go ahead.
I do want to go to Florida to hunt stuff though. It's like, I mean, iguanas are cool. I don't really want to hunt them, but I would, I guess. But the pythons, like you can get paid. Like I want to take a vacation to Florida, hunt pythons. I know that that's probably not how it happens at all, but in my mind, I want to take a vacation to Florida, hunt pythons, and use the money if I can get any to like pay for some of the vacation. Like that would be fun.
How do you hunt a python?
Dude, you just walk around in the swamp until you see one. And then you get it. You get it. Dude, I was gonna catch one. All right, so there's this. We've been having a battle within our team back when I was in the military. It's a long story. I won't get into that. But I told them that you could catch big snakes like that, like anacondas and pythons and stuff. They're like, it'll kill you, and I'm like, no, it won't. So I was in Florida, and I was driving, and there was another agent in the car, and she said, I just saw a big bleep snake. And I'm like, no way, where? And she said, right back there in the road. And right away, I thought it was pythons. I'm like, man, I'm going to catch a snake, and I'm going to take a picture with me holding it and send it to the guy and be like, see? So go up, show her that what I had to show her real quick, and then head back down the road. And I pull up with the passenger side towards the snake. And when I'm pulling up, it just looked like a stick from a distance, but it was big. And right as I'm turning the corner, it like popped the head back, and I thought that I saw like, you know, a more diamond shaped head. Yeah. And I'm like, don't get out of the car. I said, can you see it? And she was like, yeah. And I said, does it have like a head that looks like come to a point? And she said, I think so. So I walked around the car. It was a huge eastern diamondback right there in the middle of the road. I'd never seen an eastern diamondback, so I got a picture, and then I started scaring it, so I'm going towards like out where there would be traffic, and I didn't want it to get hit. So yeah, I've seen western diamondbacks all the time, but I've never seen an eastern diamondback.
They get bigger than the western ones.
Yeah, it was huge, man. I was like, holy cow! I've never seen a coral or a milk snake either. That's on the bucket list.
You know, what you should Google is, oh man, it's out there in Florida too. It's like this, it's like a purple color. Eastern indigo, I think is what it's called. Now I'm going to Google it because I forgot it. I saw one with a buddy of mine that when I was stationed down there. Yeah, Eastern indigo snake. It looks black and it has like a little red chin, but if you get in the sunlight, it's like this really dark purple color.
Huh.
Really cool looking. It's not poisonous. It's a constrictor, and they kind of live in like the Panhandle area. Yeah, beautiful snake.
Every time I think about going out into the wilderness to catch stuff, I always think about you and the turtle. I always think about that day.
That might be my favorite story.
Right, but you had to be there. I was laying in the middle of the road, dying of laughter, almost getting ran over by cars. Like, he had to be there. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Today is the Ferro Slickster. That's.
Oh. Do we even have comments? We've just been rambling.
We do have tons of comments.
What do you all want to talk about today?
Is this I might switch masks. This mask is like pissing me off.
Is it?
Yeah, it like keeps riding up.
Right.
Okay. So, Croak says, Joe, not all of Florida is. I gotta be careful. My kids are here. Is stuff you see on Discovery.
I know. I've been to Jacksonville.
Yeah, we went to the zoo.
Yeah, we went to Jacksonville Zoo.
That was cool.
It's just a lot of bugs. Come to Colorado and then tell me if it's better than Colorado. And then if you say yes, then maybe I'll go. Like, if I kill 2 mosquitoes a year around my house, it's an invasion. Like, I'm like, all right, what is going on here? We need to start putting up killers. How did I kill 2 mosquitoes in one summer? That's how awesome it is in Colorado.
Croak says, take Grandpa shooting on Father's Day, then bring up the inheritance after stopping for dinner on the way back from the range. He lives a couple states away, so that's why I'm not going to see him till July.
No, just tell him, Grandpa, because you live in such a crappy state, you're going to have to give me a gun before you pass, because if you wait until after you're gone, the state's going to take them.
Yep.
Do you want to load them up now, or you want me to come back like in a couple months? How do you want to handle that?
Yeah.
That's how you need to approach it.
Croak says, alternate method, take Grandpa out on the kayak, have a horrible boating accident with the guns.
Yep. Yeah.
Croak says where he's at, it's like hot in Nebraska, which sounds terrible too. Yeah. We actually, my place I work for, they have an opening in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I was like, I wonder what it would take to try to convince my wife to move out there. And she was like, how cold does it get? And I'm like, pretty cold. Like, you can't go outside for months. And she was like, nope.
Yeah, that's why she didn't come to Colorado.
Or she could be freezing and get a tan in one day.
And you can die hypothermia and then cook. Dude, I found out that Nebraska had poison ivy. I'm like, nope, what? I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, Walsh had it all over him. He was like, yeah, trimming some stuff around the fence. I'm like, wait a minute, there's poison ivy where you live?
Yeah, in your yard?
And he's like, yeah. Like, it's commonplace. And I'm like, all right, tell Cody that the 1% chance of me ever moving down there just turned to a 0.
The dude says, if it bites, stings, poisons, or otherwise will F you up, Florida has got it.
Yep, that's a true statement. It's like the Amazon of the United States.
Yeah, what about spiders? What spiders do they have down there?
They got, I know they have widows. I don't know if they have recluses. Supposedly Colorado, so we definitely have widow. I've seen plenty of those in the Midwest, but I've never seen a fiddleback. That's a good thing. I don't ever want to. I probably have seen one, but didn't know it. I'm fine with never seeing. They're like tiny. If you don't know, they're tiny. And after the show, go on Google and type in brown recluse bites and just click on images and see what it does. It's so gross.
That's a Google search for the strong of heart and strong of stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt B says, man, I hate snakes, but that's because they'll all kill you in Australia. Yeah, isn't it something like out of the top 10 most poisonous snakes, there's like 8 of them in Australia?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about 8, but I definitely know like the top 3 are.
Golly.
Australia, crazy. Crazy,
Gino wants to go so bad. My wife wants to go to Australia. Sarge says, I was told that to Croak, my buddy is FHP, Florida Highway Patrol, and he has definitely filled me in on the shenanigans. Spend some time in Australia. You'll appreciate how benign Florida is in comparison. Yeah, I remember seeing this meme. I remember seeing this meme one time with like a spider on the wall in Australia, and it had a health bar above it, and it said something like Australia, where the spiders are so big they come with their own health bar.
Dude, they got ridiculous creatures in Australia.
Yeah. No wonder it was a prison country for so long. Like maybe it'll just kill off a lot of people down there.
Yeah. Did you hear about the guy that got in a boxing match and fighting match with a kangaroo trying to save a dog?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that happened all the time. Yeah. I'm sure that happened all the time, but it's just funny. Like, even the kangaroos will kill your dog.
Golly. Caleb says, any snake around here has a medical condition called lead poisoning.
Yeah. I try to leave them alone sometimes. Yeah. It depends.
Alex Anzivin. I haven't seen you comment here before, bud, so welcome. If I missed you, my apologies. He says, my uncle took my grandpa's Luger P08 from my hands as my grandpa's house was burning down. That sucks. Family is not always the best. There's a sign actually.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say there's a sign that says something like "Friends are the family you choose," and that's kind of something I live my life by.
Yep.
I'm way closer to my friends than I am with my family. Oh, I mean, not including my wife and kids. Yeah. But just give it time.
But don't hurt chosen family too. Yeah. So I'll tell you it was devastating. So my grandfather was finally like, hey, I got to figure out how to get you that 1911. And this 1911 fell off the back of a truck in World War II. So it's not like he could just put it in the mail and send it to an FFL. So I had to go overseas for a year. And then when I came back, I'm going to get a plane ticket, fly out and see him. And then get this 1911 and bring it back with me. And he passed while I was overseas. And because he didn't raise me, the way the military works is you can go home if your parent dies. For grandparents, they have to be the one that raised you. And my grandfather didn't. So I wasn't able to go home or anything. I got to talk to him one last time on the phone. He couldn't say much, but that 1911, I have no idea where it's at. Moral of the story, I went out and bought my own and started my own heirloom for my side of the family. So I may not have my grandfather, but my kids will have my grandkids will have mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So look at it like that and go find if that was the gun that you always wanted, then go find it and purchase it. It doesn't have the same effect, but every time I see my 1911, I think of my grandfather.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Even though it wasn't his, I still think of my grandfather. It helps.
Yeah. Mozjak, poison snake, my only thought is hat band. The dude, I'm envious of how dangerous animals in Australia are. You blokes don't mess around. Oh, he lives in Jacksonville. Croak says Jacksonville is Georgia, and I lived in the Pacific Northwest, British Columbia for years.
Yeah. British Columbia, beautiful. I want to go up there.
Matt B says, I definitely recommend for people to go there and see some real crocodiles. Don't they get like ginormous, like way bigger than
Australia?
Yeah,
dude.
Don't they even get bigger than like the Nile crocodiles?
Yeah, I thought so.
Like saltwater crocs, right?
Yeah. You don't remember Steve Irwin? Like, he did the top 10 deadliest snakes, and he went and caught number 2. I think it was number 2 or number 3 in the engine bay of his car.
Golly, that dude is awesome.
Yeah.
I love watching the videos of his son on Jimmy Fallon. Like, his son just looks just like him and acts just like him. Like, same excitement.
Yeah.
My favorite ones are with Kevin Hart, when Kevin Hart's on there, because he hates bugs and snakes and anything creepy crawly. He hates pretty much every animal, so he's always freaked out whenever the kid's on there. Angel says, Florida man here, what is this cold you speak of? So I will say I went camping in Crestview area of Florida like December. This was 2012, 2011, and it got down to like 19 degrees. Like, I had to leave my tent and go sleep by the fire.
Angel, think about those days in December and January when it's like 47 degrees out and everybody wearing sweats and jackets and beanies and stuff and walking around saying that the world's going to end. It's a lot like that. It's just a lot colder.
Miles Jack says, hot Nebraska. That sounds like some dirty porn euphemism. Gross. Redwood Reaver. The weather is great here in the Pacific Northwest. It's the politics that suck. Amen.
True.
There's a lot of great places in the Pacific Northwest, but not to live. The dude says, Walsh better have a hell of a video on the way with all this time off. Wizard, dance magic, wizard plus
Thank
one level,
you.
wizard then needs. Yeah, so Ferro Slickster, he doesn't. So getting back onto the Ferro Slickster. So, man, I did not like, if you guys watch the video, I didn't like that plate carrier. Like how the shoulder straps adjust, you got to like route it through the rear bag. Someone had commented because I bought it used, I didn't have this like card that they send with it to make that easier, but it still doesn't change the fact that you have to like.
You can't adjust it while it's on.
No.
It's guesswork.
Yeah.
And because it's routed through the back, I'm sure it was kind of a pain to try to get them as even as you could.
Yeah. And for me, maybe it's possible. I haven't tried it, but like you got to take the plate out of it to do any of the adjustments. So it's like, yeah, you really got to take this thing all the way off, do the adjusting. But the part that was really kind of surprising for me was the tears in the handles and like where the stuff attaches for placards and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't seem like it was going to hold up very long. And I've only had that thing for three months, I think, 4 months.
Yeah. They didn't reinforce any of it. I think you said it good in your video that, you know, it's not that it's trash. If you have one, don't throw it away. Use it.
Yeah.
But there's better ones out there for cheaper money. So if you're looking to buy, well,
yeah,
it's your opinion to look elsewhere.
Yeah. So the dude says the Ferros did seem to have a lot of where you make adjustments. Yeah. And you could even see that. So you know how those of you that use Velcro a lot or take Velcro apart, the loop side, the soft side, you can start seeing when it starts breaking down. It almost gets fuzzier. I don't know what the right term would be. Like it's breaking down, but that's already starting to happen on the straps that go into the plate bag. So that was annoying. Croak says Slickster is too much compromise, in my honest opinion. Not really a minimalist, not really load bearing. Modularity of the system drove the market forward. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, you know, I said this in the video. When you go onto Reddit, you go anywhere and you read about the Audi gear, any of the other plate carriers that we reviewed, really, there's always someone on there like, well, they just copied the Slickster. And you look at it, it's like, well, no, not really. They took the Slickster and they might have taken the basic design, but they made it better.
Yeah, but I mean, there's always one original idea, and then everybody building upon that. You know what I mean? What was the first car? Mercedes. Okay, so everybody just copied Mercedes, so I guess I can't buy a Chevy.
Right.
Because they just copied Mercedes to put an engine on 4 wheels.
So I didn't like it. I honestly wasn't. So I was surprised by how little hate mail or hate messages I got. So I didn't hit a nerve with people that were watching it. I mean, I think if people hated it, people love to say negative things about our videos. So if people hated that video and thought I was wrong, I would be reading a bunch of comments about it, but I didn't. So maybe there's a lot of people that agree with me.
Right.
There you go, Joe. Zach says wizard dance magic, wizard plus 1 level, wizard needs.
Thank you, Zach.
So the dude does say they do have brown recluse down there. Widows and brown recluse down in Florida. Caleb says he's telling Angel, who doesn't know what cold is, here in Indiana, we can get -40 with the wind chill in the wintertime. Oof.
Yeah. Dude, in northern New Mexico, it'd be -20, and we lived in a single wide that our only source of heat was a wood burning stove in the living room, and my bedroom furthest away. I'd wake up and my glass of water on the nightstand would be frozen in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be -20 outside. I put gel in my hair to go out to the school bus, and I would just walk outside. It would freeze. It would thaw on the bus, and then I'd do my hair on the bus. But that's with no wind chill.
Yeah.
Negative 20, negative 30.
Quarantine Cat says, I hate spiders, constantly fighting them. The most itty-bitty ones that come from the trees. My house is spotless because always having to wipe up these spiders. I'm allergic even to their freaking webs. Oof.
Where's that at?
She's in Texas, I believe. Caleb says, my mother and sisters are scared of snakes, so any of that dumb enough to cross our yard have to go.
Yeah.
What's up, Julio? He says, yo. Good to have you here, bud. The dude, I have a small black snake that lives in my yard. He's been there for a few years. I let him do his thing, and he keeps rats/mice away.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a thing. Spiders that I see in my garden, I leave them alone, but in the house, they're dead.
Yeah. I try to save them in the house, like spider, especially if they like fell into the bathtub. Like we have a bathroom down here that nobody ever uses, and probably once a month I try to save a spider out of there.
Too nice.
Just take them outside and throw them away.
You're dead, buddy. Is Walsh in county jail or what? Sort of. Almost. Family vacation.
Yeah. Prison.
Prison. Yeah, it's basically
so. So no, not in county jail. He a POW.
Caleb, I think GBRS finally got to Walsh. Quavada says, my grandfather said he wanted me to have his 1865 Springfield. 30 years after he passed, I got it. Oh, that's awesome, man.
Good for you.
That is awesome. See, there's some good stories out there.
Yep.
Don't give up, Joe. Maybe another 20 years you'll get it.
Oh, no. That ship sailed.
The dude, that means they'll be after me next to recapture the belt. Leave no evidence behind.
Burn it. Burn it.
Angel says, of course Kevin Hart hates bugs and creepy crawlies. He's probably got PTSD from fighting them every day. Joe Jones, what's up, guys? Croak says, when you're Kevin Hart size, bugs are a real challenge.
Right.
Yeah,
I love Kevin Hart. He's awesome.
Matthew James, what's up, gentlemen? What's up, Matt? Good to see you, buddy. Chiming in from Facebook, the Book of Faces.
What's up? Hopefully enjoying retirement from one job.
Yeah, I know. The dude says, unfortunately, Ferro has kept their products unchanged for a while. Before I'm going to comment on that. So Modrak said, wizard, dance magic.
Thank you.
Wizard toothpicks, wizard tactics, wizard plus one level. So this idea of like companies that aren't willing to change to kind of meet what they need. So this we're going to talk about this a little later, but Joe has a video comes out tomorrow, and then I have a video that's coming out Sunday, and it's we're going to start a micro red dot series for pistols, and one of the micro red dots, one of the red dots you see on micro pistols is the RMRCC. So I reached out to Trigicon. They said that they'd be willing to send us like a testing and evaluation RMRCC for us to do a review on. We could have it for a couple months and show it off to you guys. And so I had asked them what footprint it is, because most of the guns that are out there that I know of have the Shield SMS footprint or the J Point footprint. And like the video Sunday, I'll have it here. It's this Crimson Trace Micro Rad Micro Pro. It's kind of cool about this one is it actually it's built for both footprints. So it will fit any gun that is a Shield SMS footprint or a J Point footprint. Like that's kind of thinking out of the box. I'm not saying that it's better than the Trigicon or anything like that, but I'm calling Trigicon and say, oh, what footprint do you guys use? Well, it's our own footprint. It's the RMRCC footprint. So so will that fit the Shield? Well, no, you got to get an adapter plate, which is another $100. Right. So it's just,
and it puts it another 16th to an eighth of an inch high.
Yep. So you can't use your sights.
Can't you? Even suppressor height sights, they're not that tall.
Yeah. So it's frustrating that you might have a good product, like you're looking at it as a standalone product, it might be good, but then you try to use it and it's like, well, I'm paying triple for this red dot, and what do I get out of it? Yeah, I don't know. But it's just that's what when the dude was talking about Ferro not changing their products, it reminds me of TrichCon. And TrichCon doesn't have a little notch cut out in the back for you to use as a rear sight. There's just things about them that it's frustrating.
And TrichCon, I've used one, I liked it, but with that being said, they keep hammering in on, well, they're robust and quote unquote bulletproof. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I think with the evolution of all the other companies out there, I think that's kind of the norm now. Like, sure, back in the day where if you just dropped it, it would never work again, then yeah, the RMRs made sense. But now when you can literally throw things across dirt roads and run them over with trucks, yeah, that's foreshadowing. And it survives. Why pay the extra money? Why? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You guys help us out. You gotta help us out. Why would you buy a Trigicon or an Aim Point or any of the high dollar brands? Why would you buy one? Help convince us.
If you can, maybe they're going to be like, nope, I hear you. Croak says, in my opinion, Ferro and Haley and Spiritus, tactical influencers, sold more than the quality of the gear. Imagine if Audi Gear, Defense Mechanisms, or Agilite had more Instagram, YouTube tactical influencers promoting their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they would cost 3 times as much, and we wouldn't be able to get them. So let's not wish on that. I don't know. A lot of the company are making as much as they're a point of popularity and fame, right? When a company having to wait, you're having to wait a year and a half to get something from a company. They didn't need to go that far, and that's just my opinion. But even some of the stuff that we got that we reviewed, well, Walsh, I say we, but Walsh reviewed, and right after he reviewed it, it started catching on, not through our channel. We don't have enough subscribers, but it started catching on across the community, and they just went, it went from a 2-week wait to a 6-month wait.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. Hey, my favorite libertarian's on. He says, well, Heidi ho. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Matthew James says, absolutely enjoying it. Hope you are as well. We need to find time to grab a drink.
Yeah, we do.
Go, man. Meet up with Matt.
Yeah, we do.
Angel says, if you're looking at easy bait for micro red dot videos, a buddy of mine at Action Shooting uses a NC Star Pro flip dot. I've given him all hell for it, but it still held on his 40 Glock rather well. I am hating this mask, Jose.
I thought you've gone dark like 3 times. I swore that you were going to come with a different mask.
I got 2 that are right over here. I might do that next time.
Yeah.
Richard Harris says HS 507K X2 rocks. I don't know if that would fit them. I thought the 407 series is the one that fits the Shield SMS cut.
It is, and I'm telling you right now, don't buy it.
Well, I'm going to show it off on the review anyways.
You have one? You have a 407?
Not the 407K. I have the 407C.
Well, if you're going to spend your hard-earned money on it, just let me know. I'll give you a discount and send you one.
It's the one that has the little curve over the top that has a solar panel.
You want me to grab it?
No, I'm saying the one that I have.
Oh.
The 407C. You have the 407K.
I've only owned one Holosun, and it's that one. I was all excited because it was on sale. It would fit the what is that gun? Dang, I can't even remember the gun name. No.
Apex? A-Rex.
Yeah, the A-Rex. Yeah, A-Rex Delta 2. I was all excited to fit that, and I put it on there, and I went to shoot it, and it looks like you're looking through a fishbowl so bad. And I don't even care about. I normally don't care about that. Like, I just shoot.
I gotta grab a different mast, Joseph.
Yeah, you're fine. But even with both eyes open, shooting red dot like I should, it was messing with my vision. It was bad.
It was bad. I gotta get Old Faithful.
Yeah. Once you get back, I'll go get it and see if I can't show it for the viewers. There we go.
It's like putting on a used pair of underwear.
I'll be right back. It's so gross.
Oh, that was dumb. Okay. Yeah, so Richard, I'm not sure if the 507K will fit. I'll look into that though. If I have to get an adapter plate, it's probably going to be a no-go for me. So far for the micro red dot, we got this Crimson Trace, the Micro Pro, Right On, Hollow Sun. We're going to try to get the RMR CC, and then Swamp Fox, the Swamp Fox Sentinel. So those are 5 so far. I don't know of many other micro red dots that are out there that have that Shield SMS footprint, but I haven't done a whole lot of digging.
The Shield does.
Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that one. The one that the footprint is named after.
Yeah, that's what I have on my Hellcat. It's okay. I gave it a lot of hate when I first got it, but it's actually okay. All right.
I really like this Crimson Trace one, man.
Not a firearm.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
Yeah, you get a little bit of the fishbowl-y, fish-eye
Dude,
look.
in person, it's so bad. It's so bad out at the range.
I don't have the squared off one. Mine has the rounded top, and it has a solar panel on the top.
Yeah, no. I bought the cheaper one I could.
Okay.
It's the 407 whatever.
407K?
Yeah, it's the K.
Yeah, yep. I think I have the 407C.
HS 407K X2. Yeah, and then I tried to use the rear slots on the A-Rex. You have to do the plate, right?
Oh, gosh.
The A-Rex comes, just like we were complaining about, optic ready with really low sights. So I tried to use this, and it was way off, dude.
Yeah.
It was way off. Yeah.
I
don't even know if you're on.
Prepper Book Club says he would buy the high dollar brands if he won the lottery. He's still a low budget dude. I think a lot of us are. Caleb says, like computer stuff, you pay extra for big name brands. Seems like gun tactical stuff is the same. Yeah, that doesn't look bad.
Dude, it's really bad in person, especially, see?
Oh, yeah.
Especially the further away you go and the closer you get to the edges, everything just starts distorting around the edges.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's almost a magnification on the edges. You know me, not Jason, and I'm not picky about that stuff, especially if I can get it for a good price.
Yeah.
And I said, well, this is trash.
My favorite libertarian says, I wouldn't buy a Trigicon or an Aimpoint. Hollow Sun does everything better and cheaper. Changed my mind.
I just did. I've only bought one Hollow Sun, and I won't buy it again. I definitely have to try it out before I ever bought one again.
Yeah. Corny Cat said, I love my Grey Ghost gear. They often have a 50% off sale. We have 3 at this point. Me and my friends. Great customer service. I am over Audi. Well, that's sad to hear. I agree, though. I love Grey Ghost gear. Their customer service is great. And we have a discount code for them. If you want to buy something when it's not on sale, their sale prices are way better. But TLD CO does save you 10% with them. So a great company to work with. Their sister company is Tactical Tailor, also made in the U.S. So for my low visibility plate carrier, I'm trying to get one of their Rogue plate carriers. Way more expensive than some of the other ones that I've tested. So we'll see if that extra money is worth it or not. Like $270 for a low vis plate carrier.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
Compared to $70.
Yep. So we'll see if made in the U.S. makes that much of a difference. Crook says you get Instagram and forum points for RMR, EOTech, Aimpoint, Surefire, and on the forums, if you don't use those brands, you're going to die, son.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Joe Jones says, have you guys ever used the Meprolite M&P? It's one of my favorites. Is that a red dot or are those sights? I'm going to look that up now.
I've never even heard of this. Tomfoolery.
Oh, it looks like just iron sights.
Iron sights? No. Night vision is normally my go-to only because they're cheaper. And then I forget which one I have on my XD, but I really like those. But I mean, if it's a block of metal and it glows, it met my criteria.
Yeah. Croak says 407, 507K are the same housing. He's got the 407K on his P365. Hey, do you have that fishbowl effect that Joe was talking about on yours? Maybe you got a bad one, Joe.
Maybe.
The dude says, I've been testing the 407C with green ACSS. So far, it's nice, but a bit busy at first. That's why I didn't go with the ACSS. I went with just the circle. Or I'm sorry, this. Did I go with the circle? I'll have to look. It's either the circle dot or the dot.
Well, is it a 407 or a 507?
It's a 407.
Then it just has the dot. That's the difference, right? The 507 has the circle, the dot, and you can do any variation of them.
Okay.
I don't want any of those. I want the one Walsh has that we tried to convince to get him to send me. I want the one that the circle is, if you're looking through the optic like you're supposed to, you can't see it. And then when you get off canter, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think
I've when you get off. You haven't?
I don't think so.
Dude, that's
the one that you're always teasing him about sending you?
Yeah, so think of a regular red dot, right? That's what it looks like when you're looking through it. Regular red dot. But you know how, like, if you tip the red dot up, we'll say, you lose the dot. You can't see it, right?
Yeah.
That's when that circle comes into play. So you see the lower bottom of the circle, and you know that you have to go this way to get back on your actual red dot.
Oh, okay.
It was a primary arms one.
Okay.
I really want it. And then it had a chevron instead of a dot. I want that thing.
Maybe that's what I'll do then for my series. I'll get the primary arms one.
I don't know if they make them that small. I think his was RMR footprint.
Okay. So Caleb says, anyone use any of the Swamp Fox red dots? Yeah, I got a couple of them on ARs and pistols. I like them. I don't know about Joe. I think Joe's had some issues with them, haven't you?
No. Okay. When they first came out, I wasn't a big fan. I have a rifle red dot that doesn't have shake to wig. When you adjust the sight, it doesn't click. Same thing with their first pistol red dot. I bought one of those too. Wasn't a huge fan. Yeah, the Kingslayer. Now I have 3 of their new ones. One of them at the RMSC footprint, and I love that little thing.
Oh, good.
I love it. That's the one that I have on my actual daily carry.
Okay.
My mod 2, my Springfield mod 2.
Yeah, that's awesome. Zach says, I'll pay extra for quality, not the name. Yeah, that's a good point. The dude says, why my EOTech is falling out of favor. I must have missed a comment. Oh, the Holosun. He has the Holosun, that's why his EOTech is falling out of favor, right?
Yeah.
Did I get all that right?
I have an EOTech that not Jason sold me for a good price, like $110, and I still think I overpaid.
The 512?
Whatever it is.
It's
the
a
AA battery crap.
Yeah, AA battery.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But I painted it to match the 300 blackout, so it just stays on there.
Immortal EOTech, welcome, dude. Good to see you finally. He says, I have 507K on a full-size P320 and a CHPWS adapter plate. Kind of cool that it co-witnesses with standard height sights. Oh, that is awesome. Usually when you get an adapter plate involved, you don't have that.
Right. I don't even know how he's doing that.
Yeah. Croak says, Meprolite is a solid company. They're out of Israel. They make irons, red dots, magnified. You'll see them on a lot of IDF gear. Oh, okay. I didn't know they were an Israeli company. I've honestly haven't looked into them. a whole lot. He says 407K V2 is fine. Small window if you're used to an RMR footprint size optic, but it shoots fine. So is yours the V2, Joe? Version 2?
Yeah, I think it says. Sorry, I can't. I put them back together. I can't bring it on camera. Mine says X2 on the side of it.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know, but it wasn't just me. I gave it to another avid
Yeah.
shooter, Sean from We Like Shooting. And I'm like, I didn't really say anything. I'm like, here, look through this, and he's like, that's terrible. I'm like, right? So,
I wonder if there's if it's supposed to be like that.
I don't know.
Okay. Gen Z Prepper just says, just stopping in to say hey to everyone. Got to go to bed.
Good
You got
night.
school tomorrow, buddy? What's going on? I thought you were a man. Stay up as long as you want. The dude says it's the Vulcan.
Wizard Demney, Wizard Truth Boogs.
The Vulcan is the red dot that you want, right?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Joe, that's what I have. Holosone with the primary arms made the ACSS Vulcan, which is the chevron with the larger circle. Okay.
Yeah, the one that you can't see if you're looking through the optic correctly.
Okay.
All it is a guide to get you back where the chevron is.
Prepper Book Club says, what's your choice for variable power optics? So are you talking about LPVOs? We'll clarify with Prepper Book Club.
We can answer the question with anything. I was just waiting for you to go first.
Oh, well, go for it then.
Mine and what can you get for cheap that still has decent glass? I proved with a scope, with a $350 scope, that I could reach out to 1,000 yards just fine. And then if you are talking about LPVOs,
he is.
I haven't seen one that beats the primary arm stuff. So go to primary arms. Do we have a discount code through them?
No.
Try TLDCO. Try it.
We don't.
If not Jason will put a link to one or two of them, I'm sure, on Discord. Yeah. But go and buy what your price range allows. If you look at a $1,500 scope and your gut wrenches, then don't buy that one. It's not going to be a big enough upgrade to justify the price. But you get all the way from a couple $100 to almost $2,000 on primary arm stuff. They have all the ACSS stuff in it. And watch wall shift video on the first focal plane and second focal plane, because it's a huge difference.
Yeah, so the dude chimed in. He says, agreed, start with primary arms on your search. They do have some really good entry-level ones. Yeah, I think that's the best bang for your buck out there right now.
No.
So Croak says he's running a Swamp Fox Liberty as an offset on his AR-10 with a shroud. Hard to beat the price, and it's held up well for over a year now, being beat around and exposed. And wait for their sales. Like, I'm sure they're going to have a Father's Day sale. They're stupid sales sometimes.
Yeah, but that's why not Jason and I both have some, because for Black Friday they were on sale, the Liberty and the Justice, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forget which one or which. I don't know. I'd have to go look. But I bought two of the RMR footprint ones, and they were on sale, pretty good sale. And they came with Glock suppressor height sights and the shroud, which I don't use the shroud. But they came with all that, and it was still cheaper than just the optic by itself normally. And then if you bought two of them, you got a third one free, and that's why I got the RMSC footprint one and put it on my everyday carry. And they even advertised it for the Hellcat because it came with suppressor height sights for the Hellcat.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, but I didn't put it on the Hellcat because I don't want to lose the U-shaped notch, and the Springfield Armory sights are a pain to get out, and I don't want to pay somebody to do it. So I still have the Shield RMSC on the Hellcat, and then I have that on the slide that I had milled at a local gun shop for the XD Mod 2.
Yeah. Matt James says he has a Meprolite FT Bullseye sight on his Glock, and it's awesome for quick target acquisition. All right, I'll have to take a look at that. My favorite libertarian says his HS, Holosun 512C, 507C, X2, and 403R are all amazing. Was not a fan of the 515 GM, but some of that could have been shady Amazon dealers' fault. The dude says, I do have to say that I had to return my first 407C as it had a mirrored chevron behind the main one, so they still have QC issues. Yeah, actually, we have a video on there, Walsh having to deal with the returning his, I think it was a 507K? I can't remember, 507C. But he had to go through a couple warranty issues with his.
Yeah, but they did warranty it well, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So Croak says, sounds like Joe got a lemon. Looking through mine now, if I am way the F off angle, like looking through it sideways far enough that the dot isn't even visible, there's a bit of edge distortion.
No, so like mine, going from one target to the other, the target moves. Like when you're going, we were shooting metal targets, steel targets, and I went from one target to the other, and it came into frame. It was like
waving,
looking through a carnival mirror.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'd reach out to him and ask him about it, Joe. You might have got a lemon.
Yeah, maybe.
Croak says, but actually presenting the SIG as intended, I don't notice anything at all. Okay. We did really like talking to those guys at SHOT Show. I mean, they were really cool, and I really love that SES, that new optic that they have out. Right now, it's just for the Glock MOS, but hopefully
I do want to try that.
Yeah,
I do want to try that.
I almost want to buy a Glock MOS just to get that sight.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I did shoot the AREX Delta. I'm not going to do a video on it, but I did shoot it finally.
What'd you think?
I love the way that the gun feels overall. Like the grip angle, it's very slim. I love the way the gun feel. It functioned fine. The trigger, absolute trash. And I'm not a trigger snob, and it's
I wonder
trash.
if something work out. Yeah.
Huh?
I wonder if it'll work itself out the more you shoot it.
Yeah, it's the travel, the take up.
Okay.
I don't know. It's everything. It's really bad.
And
maybe I'm spoiled, but
yeah. Well, it's such a niche gun. Like, there's no one that makes aftermarket triggers for it, is there?
I don't know. And I don't know if I'm willing to throw a bunch of money into. I don't even know what that gun costs. $400, $350, $400. So that's just going to be the loaner gun. Like when people want to go to shoot that don't own their own guns, I'll be like, here, you can shoot this one with the fisheye Holosun on it and the trigger and.
Well, we're through our comments, man.
Are we?
Yeah. Now we can talk about whatever we want.
So, should I bring up anything that I have coming up?
Well,
I mean, if you stuck around for an hour, I feel like you deserve it.
Yeah, you got your video that's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I won't talk about that one. We've already beat that dead horse. Everybody know darn near the whole video.
What else you got coming, Joe?
Jose. So not Jason is doing the micro red dot pistols review stuff. I want to do something different. So here's my thing: is there's a bajillion different optic manufacturer on the market, right? And like we've been saying, they all kind of have the same specs. So if you read the outside of the box, you're like, well, this one has shake to wake. It takes the same battery as 0 magnification and 3 MOA, blah, blah, blah. And this one, the same thing, but this one cost $500 and this one costs $100. Is this any good? The answer always used to be no. Like right when you shoot, I mean, I have a True Glow that I bought for $40, put it on my AR-47, and no, I put on 300 blackout, and 4 rounds later, the red dot's off. Didn't want to turn back on, took out the battery, put it back in, nothing worked. Got home, it's back on, tap it on the dresser, and it turns back off. Like that used to be the problem with red dots. I don't think that's the problem anymore. And the SIG Romeo 5 proved that to me. I have like 3 of them. I use it for home defense. So I am reaching out to companies and seeing if they want to go through a gauntlet that I've already talked to you all about. And I've kind of concluded one test. I'll give you the brand name. So I did test this. I dropped it. And yes, because of a viewer comment, I did drag it behind a truck. The video would be out, but the video of me dragging it behind the truck didn't record for some reason. So I could talk about that on the workbench, be like, well, I promise I did drag it behind the truck. Or I could just go drag it behind the truck again. So that's the plan. But, yeah.
My favorite libertarian says, give the people what they want.
Yep. Look, I dragged it behind the truck. You can see it.
It still works?
Yes. The shake to wake doesn't, but...
Yeah, there you go. Still turns on.
Yep. So this video will kind of be a little longer. I'm explaining some of that, but I already have 2 other companies. I won't spoil it for you. I already have 2 other companies that are willing to send me stuff. And I'm going to do the same test on those.
That's awesome, man.
Keep an eye out for that. And then this is going to be a teaser, but I started getting into airsoft. And you'll have to watch the video to see why.
Modular Dash, not Jason, looking to pick up a core belt for an EDC belt. No TLD code. No, we don't have a discount code with them. So what exactly was the improvement on the inner belt you saw at SHOT Show? It was a little thicker, and the edges had like a nylon covering that was sewn over, so it wasn't as sharp against you, and it allowed you to, if you were carrying, a holster, like appendix style or inside the waistband, if you were pulling it on and off the belt a lot, just reinforces that edge so it'll last longer. I would say wait for this weekend. I mean, Father's Day is coming up, so you usually get a lot of great deals for anything that dads would like, which is usually a lot of the gun gear companies. They'll do sales. So just keep an eye out. Caleb says, any word on the idea for the paddleboard? Not Jason. So for those of you that weren't or aren't on our Discord, I did put a link in our Discord, but I did ask our Discord chat. A company reached out to us. It was kind of surprising, saying, hey, this is our company. We've seen some of your videos, and we're wondering if you guys want to do a paddleboard review. And I was like, do you know what we do?
Yeah.
Anyway, so reached out to them and messaged them back and forth. Like, seems like they'd be willing. They're actually going to send us 2 paddleboards, one for myself, one for my wife, and we're going to do some river trips on the paddleboard once we get those. They didn't say when they're going to send them, except it's going to be after 4th of July sometime, just because of commitments that I have. I won't be able to get on the water until then.
Aren't you supposed to use paddleboards on like calm water?
You can use them on. We use ours on rivers all the time, but yeah, lakes are usually better, but rivers are fine.
Okay.
And the one that they're supposed to send me is like a beginner paddleboard. It's supposed to be super stable. So I don't know. We'll see. Dad said, so Slickster, you missed the discussion, Dad. We already talked about it. If there's any specific questions you want,
save your money. Yeah. Buy something else. You get more for less money. The end.
Immortal Eotech says, your Ferro Slickster review triggered me. I would still put it over the AC1. I also have a DM MEPC though. That's actually going to be our next review is the MEPC. I know Walsh did a review on it as a load-bearing plate carrier, but I'm going to be focusing on it as a low visibility plate carrier. It does look like it's going to be a little more expensive than the other ones, but I think it's going to be worth it. We'll see. I really like the MEPC though. Got a jet. Take care, gents. All right, Quarantine Catholic. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Brownies for my fat is interested in your airsoft comment.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait. I got some stuff in the works. Don't get too excited. You've seen my video. They're not great quality videos.
They're awesome.
Don't get too excited.
Hey, Bird, come back to my fruit roll-up. Crook says, "Hey, I've got a sling review for y'all to do. The WPS sling, Warrior Prototype sling, like mine so far, and it's different enough to be worth the review time. Not like your normal Vickers, Viking, Magpul 2-point slings. I think Walsh has one, and he hates it.
Yeah,
But I might be wrong about that. Do you remember, Joe? I thought he had one.
I thought
that's the one that has the magnetic. That he didn't do the review on it, but I think it has a magnetic clasp. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Caleb says to do the paddleboard review in full gear. Right?
So when you fall into the water, you drown.
Drown.
Yeah. Well, you could test your quick disconnects.
Yeah, I know. I'll take the K19 out. I'm like, oh no! Bye, K19. I missed you.
Bye.
Maybe I could look into getting some plates that actually float. I don't know if that would help. Or what do they call it? They're naturally buoyant.
Yeah, but no, you're still gonna drown. The answer's no. You don't go swimming in a kit. That's just like why don't you do a review of a hairdryer in the river while you're at it?
Power up the generator, babe.
Or a toaster.
Caleb says, nice thing about the MEPC is that it can be a low vis and a load bearing. Yeah. And the color options that you get, there's not a lot of carrier companies out there that are making stuff in like M81 woodland pattern or, multicam tropic or something like that. So, yeah, I like defensive mechanisms. I really like the company. The guys over there are just awesome. I mean, we have such a great relationship with Jesse and those guys over there. I love giving them our support as much as they support us. Croak says plate carrier test on the boat could solve your grandpa problem. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Caleb, I've heard Walsh talk about the WPS sling and he did not like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why though, Croak. I don't know why Walsh didn't like the WPS sling.
And that's just our personal opinion. If it works for your mission set, we're not saying that it's bad and you're wrong or anything like that. If it works for you, rock it. At least you're running a sling. You're above 90% of people out there with long guns.
Yep. I actually just bought a sling for my AK. That's going to be one of the things I talk about as like necessary upgrades.
Yeah.
Let's see here, where were we? Immortal Eotech says, if you go with a bungee sling, I think the tier 1 citizen sling is better than the WPS sling because of less bulk. Walsh was, we're honestly, guys, like we are so backed up on videos. I think Walsh said that he could do like 4 videos a month and it would take him through September before he finally got caught up.
Yeah.
And so
really we're going off of viewers, what
you guys want. We started this, when we started this thing, we was just kind of like whatever we feel like doing. But now there's so much stuff that we have to review. It's kind of like, we're just going to go with what viewers ask for. So if someone asks for something on one of my videos, like on the Ferro Concepts video, I can't remember who it was. Someone said, you should look at the Bees Combat Systems Aptum plate carrier. And so, like, never heard of this company. I reached out to them. They didn't send me one for free, but they gave me a discount code, so I bought one. And that's going to be reviewed because that's what you guys want to see. So, or at least a viewer wanted to see it. If one viewer wants to see it, I'm guessing more would want to see it. I said all that to say that Walsh was supposed to be doing a sling series. I think he did the GBRS, like second best sling was the name of it. He might have done one other one, but the Arbor Arms sling.
Yeah.
So
and then he got night vision and went down a black hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prepper Book Club says just wear floaties with your kit. Croak, I've got more slings than rifles at this point, and I have a lot of rifles. The WPS sling works well for me. Less hassle than a slider style. No fuzzing with the resizing over gear. No futzing. Yeah, awesome, man. If it works for you, and I haven't tried it. I just and pass along what Walsh had said. There's a lot of stuff that Walsh doesn't like that I do like.
Yeah. I have the Blue Alpha gear, the non-magnetic one.
Yeah.
Which is just like the older Warrior Poet Society one, right? Not my
you
favorite.
don't like that, right? Yeah.
No, I mean, it's okay and it works. It's just the material looks like it's straight from the backpack made in 1982.
Yeah.
Just personal preference.
The dude says, I have the Warrior Poet Society sling, but it is not being adjustable. Makes it more limited in how I'll use it. I keep it on my DP12 shotgun, which I know I'll never shoot prone. Fair point. So that's another thing too, is if you have gear that make it work for your mission set. And we always say that mission dictates gear. So if your mission needs you to have a certain type of sling, like, get it. If that's what you need, do it.
Yeah.
Needs to be rear of handguard mounted. Doesn't work well as a front mount. I think we're still talking about slings, right?
Sure.
The WPS sling. Yeah. So we're past an hour. We'll get into. I know Joe has a video tomorrow. He's got a couple other videos that he's going to be working on with optics because Walsh is gone. So I have this Sunday the Crimson Trace Rad Micro Pro Red Dot. I really like this thing. There's some cons to it, like the bottom battery tray. You got to take the optic off to change the battery. But most of the micro red dots we're going to show have that. So there's a couple that don't. Most of them do. So
Holosun doesn't.
Yeah, I know. The Holosun doesn't. I think that's the only one that I'm going to be reviewing so far that doesn't. So it's not, it's something that annoys me, but if I have to do it anyways, like, is that really a con?
If it has shake to wake, like it's not on all the time, yeah, then I wouldn't see it as a con. If it's on all the time and I'm gonna die, you're gonna have to do your optic battery every time you do the 9 volts in your smoke detectors, then
I will say one thing. I have it mounted on the gun, that's why I can't show it. But the one thing that I was really surprised by this, it's an auto adjusting red dot, like the brightness auto adjust. And I'm very surprised how well that works for a Crimson Trace red dot.
Do it at night and do it with a flashlight.
Yeah, so I haven't done the flashlight yet, and I haven't done it out in the daylight yet to see, because I know inside of like a dark garage, works really well. I like how it auto adjusts. I haven't taken it outside yet. We haven't really had a bright sunny day, but we should tomorrow. So I should get that footage tomorrow. I'm curious to see. It says it's daylight illumination, so we'll see if it's good enough. And then doing it at nighttime.
Yeah, do it in your dark garage and then turn on a flashlight and see if you can still see the red dot.
Okay. I will show that off. And then the following Sunday, and we'll talk a little bit more about it next. Our next live chat is going to be my AK series, the start of my AK series, and it's just going to be kind of an AK 101. Again, I told you guys I'm brand new. I'm a greenie when it comes to AK. So if you've never shot an AK, you'll be learning alongside with me, and then we're going to start a series where we'll show what upgrades we should do on it, how it shoots, different magazines that you can get for it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But that is it. I don't know. Any alibis, Joe?
No.
Oh, one last. So Majrak says, just in case Joe has some beer, Wizard,
Dude,
Wizard,
I have like
Wizard Dance Magic, Wizard Truth Boost, Wizard Plus.
I have a lot.
Croak says, the dude, that's what I like about it. Good retention and no nut slapping upright. No need to fumble for an adjuster when I go prone. It just stretches to work. Awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe I'll look into it. I don't like nut slaps. I had a wolf hook when I was deployed. I really like that. Joe talked me into getting that one. And keeping it to the side, I didn't have to worry about that the nut slap.
No. It just, if you had to, do anything like on the ground with both hands, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah.
But for our mission set, what we were doing, it was great.
Yeah. So Caleb has a question. He said, for the AK, what placards work with it? Not Jason. I haven't found one that, like a placard that's built by anyone. I know there's a couple that have AK pouch, just like an AK pouch, kangaroo pouch they call it, that would you could attach in. If you wanted to, like Defense Mechanism makes a kangaroo molly pouch. It's just molly on it, and then you can molly on some AK mag pouches.
The AK mag doesn't fit in the Defense Mechanism elastic.
No,
mag
because
pouches?
the AK mag has a little lip on the backside of it. You
Oh,
know, like the
yeah.
Gen 3
Yep.
mag PMags. It has the same
Yep.
thing. So
When they get hung up or what?
yeah, so Croak says FYI, AK 5.45 mags fit in the Agilite pincer. So that's what I have on right here, and I tried it. So the AK mags that I have, the Magpul AK 762 mags, they'll fit in here with bullets facing up, but not with bullets facing down because of that little tab on the backside. Or if you really want to squeeze it in there, they'll fit, but you'll see where the elastic on the pincer placard is stretching a little too far because of that little lip on the back of the Magpul mags. I haven't tried it with steel mags yet, so we'll see. Oh, he says to do that as part of your videos. Yeah, so again, 101 is just going to be basically like comparing it between an AR, that's what I know, and just running through very basics on the AK, and then we'll expand on that, see what the viewers want me to show off, and have some fun with it. That's it though. We're through our comments, guys. So just want to say we appreciate you all being here. Again, we are here every Thursday night, 6:30. Oh, that's 6:30 my time. So 8:30 Central. Sorry. Didn't want to confuse you all. 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific time.
9:30 Eastern, 7:30 Mountain.
Yeah.
And I have no clue what time it is Zulu, so you're on your own on that.
You guys can figure it out. So I put a link in the Discord if you guys want to hit us up for more comments or you want to chat more. Discord's always a great place. We always enjoy interacting with folks over there and helping out where we can. Truly appreciate everything you guys do. But that's it. So we will end with our outro, and we will see you guys next Thursday. Adios.